Have you ever had a moment where you felt completely helpless and alone? I'm sure most of us can relate to that. But did you know that K-pop idols also go through these emotions? Despite being famous for their infectious music, electrifying shows, and captivating personalities, there's a lot more to their lives than meets the eye. K-pop idols, being humans, naturally face emotional struggles that are not visible to the public eye. In this video, we'll be diving into some of the most heartbreaking things that K-pop idols have said on camera, revealing the painful truths behind their smiles and shedding light on the often hidden side of the K-pop industry. Get ready to grab your tissues because you'll need them. You can't come into someone's life, make them feel special, and then decide to leave. Taehyung V. The quote by BTS member Taehyung, "You can't come into someone's life, make them feel special, and then decide to leave," is undeniably one of the saddest things K-pop idols have ever said on camera, perfectly putting into words the feeling of abandonment and hurt that comes with losing someone who was important to you. And is particularly sad because it is a sentiment that anybody who has experienced loss or been let down by someone they cared for deeply, or who was important to them, can relate to. Poignant and powerful, Taehyung's quote hits hard. Quote, "What if BTS suddenly disbands? What could I do by myself? When I thought about it, I realized I have nothing." Jungkook. Jungkook's quote about the possibility of BTS disbanding and feeling like he has nothing without the group is heartbreaking. BTS has been a major part of Jungkook's life since he was a trainee. They have achieved unprecedented success together, so Jungkook's contemplation of life without the group highlights the immense pressure and uncertainty that K-pop idols who are part of a group face. If you've never gone solo, how do you know how much of your fame you deserve? Of course, from a fan's perspective, the answer is, quote, "You deserve all your success." But Jungkook's quote is a reminder that despite the glitz and glamour of the industry, idols are human beings with fears and insecurities like everyone else. Jungkook's vulnerability and honesty in expressing his worries make fans appreciate the group's bond even more and hope that BTS can continue making music together for a long time. Quote, "Sorry, we are not BTS, Mark." A quote that breaks my heart every time is the time that NCT Mark said, "Sorry, we are not BTS." Being constantly compared to BTS, considered one of the biggest K-pop groups in the world, can be incredibly overwhelming for any group, and Mark's quote just shows the weight of that expectation. It also just goes to highlight how hard it is for other K-pop groups to try to establish their own identity and success in the shadow of established groups like BTS and Blackpink. Although of course, the K-pop industry loves, respects, and adores BTS for their work, discography, and for paving the way for the future, I can only imagine how difficult it must be to be working in the same industry as such giants. Quote, "The saddest kind of sadness is when your tears can't even drop and you feel nothing. It's like the world has just ended. You don't cry, you don't hear, and you don't see." Taeyu. Another really sad NCT quote is Taeyu's quote about the saddest. The feeling of being so overwhelmed and emotionally drained that you can't even cry or react is a universal one, making his quote relatable to everyone, not just K-pop fans. Taeyu's ability to express his sentiment on camera shows just the level of vulnerability and honesty that is not always common in the K-pop industry. An industry that relies on and expects idols to portray a perfect, happy, and always content life, Taeyu talking about the deep sadness he has experienced shows that even those who seem to have it all together on stage and in interviews are still human and experience their own struggles and pain, something many K-pop fans and netizens need to keep in mind. Quote, "I wouldn't want my child to have my voice because I don't want them to be a singer. It's a lonely job." Taeyeon, Girls' Generation. This quote by Taeyeon has me in tears every time. A member of the popular girl group Girls' Generation and one of the most beautiful vocalists of all time, Taeyeon talking about not wanting her child to have her voice because being a singer is so lonely just goes to show the emotional toll that being a K-pop idol can have on a person and the isolation and loneliness that come with being a performer, especially in an industry that encourages devoting yourself 100% to your craft. Despite the glamorous and exciting aspects of the industry, the pressure to maintain a particular image and constantly perform at a high level can be mentally and emotionally exhausting. Quote, I'm broken from the inside. The depression that has slowly eaten away at me has finally consumed me, and I couldn't beat it. Jonghyun. Jonghyun's writing in his last message, I'm broken from the inside. The depression that has slowly eaten away at me has finally consumed me, and I couldn't beat it. Not only expresses a deep sense of despair and hopelessness, but since this was the last message left by Jonghyun, the lead vocalist of SHINee, before he tragically took his own life in 2017, it is a heartbreaking reminder of the immense pressure and scrutiny the K-pop idols face and the lethal effects it has on a beautiful person who is struggling with his mental health. The fact that Jonghyun wasn't able to find a way out of his depression heartbreakingly proves the urgent need for more awareness and support for mental health issues in the industry. Previously, Jonghyun also said, "The fame is not for me. The life of fame was never meant for me." Together, the quotes break my heart. Jonghyun's road to success was difficult, but his honesty and vulnerability, even in his hardest times, changed the industry and had a massively positive effect on millions. Quote, "If you want to do something but other people are giving you a hard time and bothering you, just look them in the eye and tell them I'll take care of it myself. But also after you say this, you have to show good results. If you don't, they'll come back and look down on you." Key. Another really sad SHINee quote. Key talking about the pressure and expectations placed on K-pop idols to constantly deliver outstanding performances and results, speaks to the struggles of facing criticism and judgment from others, constantly having to prove yourself over and over. The quote is also tinged with sadness as it reflects the often solitary journey that K-pop idols have to undertake, where they are expected to handle their challenges and burdens on their own. The pressure to succeed in the highly competitive K-pop industry can be overwhelming, and it is heartbreaking to hear Key talking about the need to constantly prove oneself and the fear of being looked down upon if one fails to meet expectations. The fact that an industry veteran like Key has to work to improve himself, his career, and his skill just goes to show everything wrong with the highly judgmental K-pop community. As we come to the end of this video, we hope that you were able to gain a deeper understanding of the emotional struggles that K-pop idols often go through. Please remember that it's important to recognize and empathize with the emotional struggles that K-pop idols go through despite the rose-tinted glasses of the industry. I hope this video has shed some light on the heartbreaking realities that some of our favorite idols face. Let's continue to show our love and support for them, not only for their talents, but also for the human beings that they are. Which quote had you in tears? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.